Okay, we'll get started on this one then.
Yeah, get this one out of the way first.
Yeah. So welcome to the RUNcensored podcast with me, Ben Mounty, and Gary House. And this week's episode is sort of recent catch-up, isn't it? Recent results, what we've been up to. Trying to keep it current because a lot of people ask, can you talk about things that have happened within the trail running world, but also like what we've been up to as well, because I've done a few events recently, few
We've had
races.
a good run of guests on, haven't we, which have all been great, but it means that me and Ben don't get to speak to each other as much.
Yeah, is this the first one actually in about 5 where we've
while,
not?
Yeah,
it's been a while actually. Yeah, we've been inundated with guests, which is rare. We've had a nice commitment, haven't we?
Yeah,
from guests recently. But it's been a busy few weeks. I'm pretty knackered actually, if I'm honest, Gary. A lot of travelling to various different places. But I was down your neck of the woods, in fact, past yours actually, in Wales a couple of weeks ago. So I thought a great place to start would be the British Fell Relays, which were, this month of August, 2 weeks ago in sort of mid Wales, really. Snowdonia, wasn't it? So it was like near to Cadair Idris, around that area.
Further south,
So it took a while getting down, but I went down in the camper van and sort of stayed over the night before and then did the race and then had a nice weekend in Wales. It was great. But I was on the nav leg this year, so obviously don't know if I can class myself as an orienteer now. I know we've done quite a few episodes and chatted about orienteering a lot, but I've been practicing for this one moment. So this was what it's all been about, because last year I was on the British relay team for Calder Valley, my team, the Vet 40s, and I did the nav leg, but it was local. So I kind of knew all the hills, the fields, because it was on Ted Mason's land. And I felt quite confident that I could probably find everything because I knew where everything was. Whereas this year, I've had a few sleepless nights, Gary, I'm not going to lie.
Before it or after?
Yeah, before the race. Because both actually, because I have not run around that area before. I've done like Cadair Idris, I've done the race before, but it wasn't on those set of hills.
No.
It was close by. So I was a little bit worried.
Down on that side, it's a lot more, it's not a path well trodden as much. Down the side that Fell Relays were. Yeah,
you're right. I mean, I've done some races like not too far, like near Lake Barla, like round there, but this was like new patch for me, new territory. So yeah, kind of nervous that I really would get lost.
And set the scene for the Fell Relays, setup wise, and how important it is on the calendar and stuff like that. Yeah,
so there's two big relays in the UK, I would say, on the fell running scene, and both of them are in October. So the first one is always the first weekend in October, and it's the Hodgson Brothers Relay, and that is in the Lake District. It's classic route, 4 legs. You run paired as well, so you've got to stay with your partner on all the legs. But every single leg for that is like savage up, savage down, like true test of like fell running kind of skill, really. With a little bit of navigation in parts if it's really, really murky and misty on tops. But this year that got cancelled with the weather. So it flooded the weeks before. We had loads of torrential rain. So that didn't happen. So actually the emphasis this year was very much on the British Fell Relays, which is equally as important because all the clubs in the UK assemble with the best teams, the category, all across the different age groups as well. So it's hotly contested. And my team, Calder Valley, are the defending champions in the Vet 40 category. We've got a very strong Masters team. Not so much in the Open these days because we're all pretty much old now. but yeah, the pressure was on to defend the crown, really. So this year, a Welsh club called Merioneth. Did I say that right?
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad, that is it?
Merioneth,
yeah. Almost there. They organised it and did a bloody good job as well, I have to say. Yeah. It's like started in the middle of this, like, we had a steep valley either side. So it was in a valley, sorry, but steep either side. On some farmland. There was like camper vans, or an area for camper vans to stay in, and then the show field where we started and finished from every single leg was like next to the farm. So it was a great location. It was brilliant to like watch because you can see everybody coming in and going out of the same field, which is generally the kind of case with these events. From a spectator perspective, amazing. And then like on one side of the hill was where all the legs were going from. So you have leg 1, which is an individual leg. It's usually about 4 miles, very steep and up and down, but quite fast. So you'd put somebody on that leg who is a strong individual over the shorter distances. Leg 2 traditionally is like a longer format, so it's usually about 9 miles, but you run as a pair, and it's flagged same as leg 1, and that's regarded as like the toughest leg. So you put essentially your strongest pair on that leg. Leg 3 is the unknown. So leg 3 is the one I did last year and then this year, and that's a navigation leg. So again, you run as a pair, you got to stay together all the way through, but you don't know what that route's going to be until you set off. So you obviously are in the changeover from leg 2. You have to run to a location where you get given a map, and then you have to follow the route and try and navigate your way around the course back to where you hand over in the finish field for leg 4, which is very similar to leg 1 in that it's an individual leg and it's short and sweet again. So we knew that the routes for leg 1, 2 and 4 were on one side of the hill, and we assumed that leg 3 was going to be on that side. But what we actually found out is on the day, there was some speculation on the day that it was going to be the other side of the hill. And I'd sort of studied some maps. I'd chatted to a few people about where we thought it was going to go, which was nowhere fucking near where it did go. So all that homework had gone to shit. But what I did practice like in the weeks before, like using a compass, because I don't know, I mean, do you use a compass? Are you?
But no, I fell into the trap because I was more of a trail runner when I started learning to nav a bit more. I'd be using the map more broadly, kind of thing. You know, like typical, like just typical features and railing and all that kind of thing. More than never used to have to get myself out of trouble with a compass.
Yeah.
And I remember even when I was trying to get into mountain racing and stuff, going on these compass days and stuff like this and learning, and it's just I just didn't apply it enough.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And yeah, I could take a bearing probably still and all that, but yeah, I'm not accomplished with a compass at all, which is it's just a sign of the times maybe, I guess. But it's a bit like learning a language. I was thinking if sat there all day and used it and then that makes sense, and then actually applying it on the hill, haven't used it, so no, can't say. Obviously I've carried it for most races, and
it becomes almost like a keyring in your bum bag, doesn't
it? Exactly. And you end up with 4 of them because you only need it for certain races and things. It's like
I've always said as well, if the compass comes out of the bag during a race, my race is fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's when I need to stop and kind of like look at where I am, and often when you do get lost in a race or you're off the map or the cloud comes down, you don't actually know where you are on the map anyway.
That's the thing. That's a completely different skill if you kind of don't know where you are and then have to find yourself, and that's rather than me just thumbing along in a trail race back years ago. That was a lot easier. So now I can look at a map and can read a map pretty well and get myself around, but like you say, getting myself out of trouble is a different
kettle of fish, isn't it? So I think what I planned to do this time was like make sure that I knew where I was on the map all the time. And like sometimes in these races you can get carried away with like following other people, but then they might not be going the right way, and then if the clag comes down, it's difficult to navigate and you might just lose sight of them. And then again, like you said, once you don't know where you are on the map, it's game over. You've got to go back to where you last knew where you were on the map. So you might have to backtrack.
And that's, I mean, a lot of people get more and more stuck that way, don't they?
Oh, definitely.
Having to commit to going back to when you knew where you were is often the best way out. I mean, your race is probably done.
Oh,
without a doubt. That's probably the best kind of alternative, isn't it?
So I bought this thumb compass. So the thumb compass is like, it's really good to use. It's like good, it's quick and easy, because all the compasses I've had in the past, you've kind of got all your bearings on there and you're turning it around and you can see like all the numbers on the, on the dial. But with this, it's very much just like point and run really. And you've got to get used to using it. Like by putting it onto the map and then sort of turning your body in the right direction. For me, it takes a little bit of practice because obviously I'm not a natural orienteer and it's not something I'm doing all the time, but to be able to I suppose keep track of where you are on the map, but also then from checkpoint to checkpoint, just quickly switch direction and get a bearing. And to be honest, like I felt pretty confident in that respect, but then you always like, the pressure's on because. And
on an nav leg, are you both expected to be navving?
Yeah,
or is one meant to be really strong at navving, or is that up to the team or what?
Yeah, that is a good question. So generally speaking, you would have like a strong naver, and then the other person can just, I suppose,
Tag
run with
along.
them. Yeah, and that tends to be what happens with most teams. Although if you're a team like Dark Peak or Edinburgh University, who are like known for being fantastic fell runners, they've almost got a navigator on like every leg, even the legs that don't require navigation. So you might have two really strong navigators that can kind of work together. And I was running with Carl Gray, who is like a legend of Calder Valley, legend of fell running, to be honest. 56, we've talked about him before. He's an amazing guy, amazing athlete. He's done some incredible stuff. So I knew that Carl has probably got very similar skills to me. So like I wasn't kind of like, the pressure wasn't just on me. It wasn't like I was running with somebody who couldn't find the way out of a paper bag. So I felt a bit more confident knowing that he might be able to pull me out of the shit if I went wrong. But I was like overly like sensitive on like, I suppose like concentration wise, like wanting to know where I was all the time. So when we set off on our leg, I might as well do our leg first. We'd sort of like run up this hill to where the changeover, where we got given the maps were, and that was all flagged. And then the way back from there was flagged in. And then from that point, you kind of went out onto the open fell, and we could see people who'd already set off and which direction they were taking from the show field. So I kind of knew which direction the first checkpoint was going to be in. So to be honest, that first checkpoint from when you get the map, I didn't really have to do too much in terms of like worrying about the nav, because I knew where everybody else was going and I sort of trusted at that point they were going in the right direction. But then I was all over the map. Like as soon as we set off, I just kept like looking and looking and looking, but you're still like really scared that if like I said, the clag comes in or you follow the wrong people, you could end up anywhere. As it happened, it was a fairly easy nav course, if I'm honest. Yeah. And the stuff I'd done in prep for it, like over the last few weeks, I've been doing loads of orienteering races, and I managed to kind of do a lot of courses that were very similar. So I did all right, to be honest, and we didn't get lost. But we did pass a team, a couple of mates of mine running for Dark Peak, Reese Finley Robinson, really good fell runner, and his mate had broken his leg like in the actual race. So like it just shows as well that on these types of relays, like you can be in the middle of nowhere, but you need to carry all your kit with you, because it was cold, it was like bit wet at times, and he was not in the middle of nowhere, but it took him a while to like get back down, and it was pretty serious. But yeah, we did all right, mate. So I'm quite proud that my nav skills came into play. And I have to say, even though like for the most part we were kind of running with other teams in and around, and I was kind of keeping an eye on some really like good orienteers, like a guy called Nick Barber, who runs for Helm. I know he's a great orienteer, so I kind of had him in my sight all the time, but at the same time I was still navving as well. But yeah, tough route, like just really rough ground over tussocks and like bogs. But we managed to get round in one piece. Just the relief, mate, when you finish as well. Like honestly, Jesus. So yeah, it all went to plan. And
do you know where you are abouts in the race each leg, or you only find out near the finish when it all sorts itself out?
Yeah, you do. You have an idea, to be honest. So we weren't in an amazing position after leg one, I'll be honest. And the guy who was running for us, Alex, won't mind me saying, he didn't have the best run, but there was an advantage to that, because then it means you've got more people to follow.
Yeah.
But leg two, two Welsh runners, Matt Roberts and Gav Roberts, had a really, really strong leg on leg two. So they actually put us like in pole position. So when we set off, we were winning the Vet 40 category. We just had to keep hold of the lead and try and extend it. So we had a really strong run, and then we passed over to our leg four runner, who then set off with a few minutes advantage over the next guy, but he lost quite a bit of time on that last leg, and we only won by like I think 30 seconds in the end. So it came down to like a really tight finish. But it's quite good going on the nav leg, because you can see the first couple of legs go, you know where you are in the race, and then you can obviously see leg four finish, but you can also see the winners finish as well. Because if you're doing leg four and you're not winning, you don't see the winners because you're not one of them. So we got to see like the overall guys coming in who were like phenomenal. And this year, Carnethy won the fell running relays for the men. Ambleside second. Ambleside, really good team as well. And Keswick were third. Like Dark Peak usually challenging, but this year didn't manage to do it. And then in the women's race, Ambleside ladies absolutely smashed it. And then Dark Peak second. And then I think it was Black Coombe fell runners. I might be wrong, but I think it was. So yeah, it was really good relays, and we won the Vet 40 category. And then the Vet 50 men category, by the way, like I think.
How are you running with Carl Gray, who's 56?
Yeah, so yeah, that's right. Yeah, so like, who picks the pairs and everything? Or
if there's a Vet 50.
Ah, right. Yeah. Okay. No, it's a good question. So Carl was on the Vet 50 team, but because he's so good, he's like as good as a Vet 40. And we
you
basically
can come down if you want.
Yeah. So we pulled him in because somebody in our Vet 40 team who we'd originally put on was injured. So yeah, he stepped down, and the Vet 50s weren't happy about us nicking him, and it actually probably cost them the gold medal, to be fair. So soz lads, dog eat dog world and all that. So yeah, in the end as well, we just kept raiding that Vet 50 team or threatening to. And Sean Godsman, who's our captain, was not happy. I was just winding him up, saying like, "Oh, Sean, we need to take so and so now. Is that all right?" Like knowing that he'd just be spewing. So it's quite funny. But there's like all sorts of kind of things to consider, because it's like, who do you put with who, like which pairs you do. And me and Carl, I have to say, we've run together like so many times over the years, and usually like I've beasted him and then he's beasted me, but we were like absolutely perfectly matched for this, which was good, which is the hardest thing about the relays, to be honest. But no, really good. And then in the Vet 50 category, just overall generally, we were second, but I think the top 4 teams came in within about a minute of each other, and third won or pipped 4th place by like, I think it was about 2 seconds, which over that course is like incredible, really. Like, you know, I think you're running for like over 4 hours. 4.5 hours or whatever, and it comes down to like 2 seconds. And it was one of my mates.
You all just follow each other.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Which most people did on that nav leg, I tell you. But my friend Mike Robinson, who anybody who's listening to this who is a fell runner will know him, because he looks like Gandalf basically. Big guy, big beard, like huge beard, like bit of a rock star. Looks absolutely hard as nails, and is. He's been around for ages, but he got pipped on the line, and he was well angry. Like he couldn't speak to anybody afterwards. But anybody who knows Michael know that like he was a bit of a hot-headed at the time, so he wasn't happy about kind of losing out 3rd place. But honestly, mate, amazing events. Like if anybody like is in a fell club and has never done one before, this is the 20th one I think I've done, or there and thereabouts, won't far off. So every year, like we go and do these events, but they're amazing. And yeah, we had Matt Ward on the commentary, so comms was really good. But all in all, like a fantastic weekend. So some mega highlights as well, which included, it's always like really good hot food at the end. Like, so it's worth it doing for that. And then got to say this right, so they had showers at the end. I don't know if you've ever been to a fell race where they've got proper showers. When I say proper showers, like Portaloo showers, but like good ones.
Like festival ones.
Oh, mate, unreal. Yeah. Because fell runners are used to just like jumping in a stream after a race and like washing down, and that's kind of standard practice. So we were like freezing after this race. To be fair, I was in the camper van, so I could have had one in the camper, but they were good showers. And to the point where like one of my friends, Vic Wilkinson, she had like 4 showers that weekend just because they were that good. And it was a donation, so you didn't have to put money in, but even I put money in because they were that good. But mate, there was like a bit of a riddle that I want to solve as well. So yeah, I went into this one particular shower. There were 4 of them, and it was the second one from the end. So if anybody was at the relays, it was the second one on the left hand side, and somebody left in there a bottle of Molten Brown shower gel, Absolute Tobacco. Now, I don't know if you know much about Molten Brown, Gary, but it's the creme de la creme.
You can rate a hotel by it.
You can rate a hotel by it. And what fell runner, apart from me, is using Molten Brown? Because I buy a Molten Brown.
I'll tell you now who it was.
Well, I know you're going to say, but before you do, let me just position this. So this Absolute Tobacco flavour is the closest related relative in the Molten Brown family to Black Pepper Charge, which is my scent, my fragrance. That's what I use. I did take some down, but because it was in there and somebody left it, I went to town on that fucker. I literally used like loads of it.
Christmas Day.
Oh my God, mate. It was the highlight. Apart from winning the gold medal, it was the highlight of the relays, using somebody else's Absolute Tobacco Molten Brown shower gel. But it did get me thinking, like, who's left that?
Matt Ward.
Oh, it could be Matt Ward, couldn't it?
Matt Ward is a musky man.
Yeah, he's a musky man. He's got a nice scent, hasn't he? He has got a nice scent. But
he's the only person that's turning up to a fell race and musking himself up.
The thing is, and the reason why I'm so intrigued by who it could be is because there can't be many people. I mean, I'm ruling somebody like Ted Mason out straight away. No offence, Ted, but I know you're not a Molten Brown man. And my partner, Carl Gray, definitely not Carl, because he wouldn't spend money on Molten Brown, put it that way. And it's a sort of thing, like I buy Molten Brown, so I'm trying to think of like who would behave like me. And I'm ruling out most women, actually, not being sexist or anything, but it's a manly scent.
Could have been Kirsty.
It could have been Kirsty.
Sick of yours.
Yeah, it could have been Kirsty. It could have been Kirsty. But I did tell her about it and she said it wasn't her, so I'm ruling her out as well. But then it did get me thinking, who could it be? And Hugh Chatfield was down there. I think Hugh could be a Molten Brown man. What do you reckon?
I'd say yes.
I think he could be, yeah. Yeah, I did. But then, like, most fell runners are like bar of soap, max, like, you know, and they will use that for everything. You know what I mean? Head, arse, armpits, and they'll probably take that with them as well.
Now, it wasn't anyone Welsh.
It definitely wouldn't have been, would it? No,
you can rule a Welsh out.
I think it's somebody who.
Tonkin smells all right.
It does smell all right. I don't know if he'd splash out that much money. I think it could also be somebody.
He wouldn't leave it. That's one thing.
I think it could be somebody who's received that as a Christmas gift and not realised the value of it and just left it, because you wouldn't leave that unattended. Now, what I did do out of respect, Gary, I'm not going to lie on the podcast. I felt so bad for
it to top it back up.
I felt so I thought if it was me and I realised I'd used it, I would go back and get that Molten Brown bottle. But then I thought, right, well, somebody's left it in there, so I'm going to use it, but I will leave it back in there.
How do you know it wasn't supplied by the good folk of Mary Oniv and someone else had stolen the ones from the others?
Yeah, it could have been, couldn't it? But I'm not sure if it would have been, to be honest. No, I don't know. I think
it definitely wasn't. Though.
It definitely wasn't, was it? No. So basically, I left it there, and I thought, right, if it's still there tomorrow morning, I'm having that fucker. And it was still there, and I used it again, and it was great because it is a really nice fragrance. I mean, I like to smell delicious most of the time.
How do you sit with the Aldi fakes? Have you tried them?
Yeah, do you know what? I've used the soap and that's pretty good. Yeah, I like it because they've got the hand wash and stuff, haven't they? Yeah, so
yeah. And what I will say is, one, the smell doesn't linger as long, and two, it's not thick, is it?
No.
So it's almost like a false economy. It just pours out.
That consistency of Molten Brown, and the smell does last a while, doesn't it? You do smell delicious for a lot longer.
Can I just chime in? Just for any listeners that have just tuned into the podcast right now, this is still the RUNcensored podcast with Ben Mounty and Gary House and me, Chris Davis.
It's almost like we're playing a game of Cluedo here, though. We're trying to work out which fell runner it is who's left that. And listen, I'm going to put it out there.
If you think it's you, pop a comment.
Oh no, I'm just on it. I've thought about it. Probably more than I should think about it, really. But I really think we're like trying to nail down maybe like 5 people here. Like, you know when you play Guess Who?
You know what though? Yeah. If they are listening, it says something about our podcast to the quality of listeners, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, absolutely does. Yeah. I mean, it says something about me, I suppose, as well. The fact that was one of the highlights of the weekend. And actually, it genuinely was, because it's good shit, that Molten Brown.
Also, I couldn't care less whose it was, but I'm assuming now we will get sent some Molten Brown.
Yeah, that was also the reason for mentioning it.
That's why you brought it.
I did. You know how my marketing brain works, to be honest. We've got the Sam Pell in there, but they're a bit slow to the party, really. But let's up the ante. Let's see if we can get a bigger sponsor on board. So Molten Brown. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, all in all, mate, great weekend, and that capping it off. But yeah, showers at fell races. That should be a fucking new thing.
Listen, you've had enough controversy with fell races and polls. Now you're trying to introduce showers at every fell race.
I mean, it was a little bit of luxury, and I'm all for that, to be honest. Yeah,
like at the Three Peaks when everyone's in the river and everything after. And I don't know if you need a row of 100 cubicles. Maybe do it at Three Peaks, but yeah, okay.
The other thing as well, like, I took the dogs down, and we'd gone for the weekend, and the dogs come everywhere with us, and we were in the camper, and we'd driven down like after work on Friday night. We parked up. I thought, this is great, like right next to the where we're starting the race from. I have a nice line tomorrow. I thought this is probably a good time to like just read up about the relay, because I've been that busy. I've not even given it much thought, to be honest. So I didn't even know what time it started. I'm not even going to lie. So I went onto the website, and the first thing I saw on the website was no dogs allowed, like in massive capital letters. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. And at that point, you've just travelled like 4.5 hours down. You can't take them back. So the dogs, unfortunately, pretty much spent the full weekend in the van. I mean, I was walking them, but I was trying to do it stealth mode as well. And nobody else.
How'd that go?
Well, just about got away with it. You know what these two are like? I mean, like, they were so noisy. So yeah, that wasn't a great start, to be honest. And everybody was like, sort of, I think everybody knew and thought, that I thought I was above the law, but sorry, I didn't read the rules, people. Apologies. But no, cracking event. And I just thought it'd be nice to kind of recap the Fell Relays because it is such a brilliant event and it's a brilliant event to watch. I don't know if you saw much of it or if you're following it, Gary.
No, followed it on the outside. I was busy that weekend. But because I did have half a mind of getting down, to be honest, because that's one thing I've never gone to watch. I've been in a couple of the champs races, but not the Fell Relays, so I will like to go and watch one, to be honest.
So next year's is going to be like Calder It's Todmorden are organising it, and Todmorden is the next club to Calder but it's going to be kind of in the middle, I think, and then it's going to be up in the lake. So next year could be the one. So yeah, the nav training's gone really well, which is good. So yeah, and then last weekend, and I know I said that Carnethy had won the British Relays for the men, so they are effectively now the British champions, the best team in the land, as it were. They took a young team to Trofeo Vanoni, which is, I mean, I've talked about this before on the podcast. Yeah. This is one of my favourite relays. It's like
your testimonial year, was it?
Yeah, testimonial year, mate. So this was like 10 years of Trofeo Vanoni, or more than 10 years, but 10 appearances at Trofeo Vanoni. So like, I'm regular there now, and it feels like home. Do you know what I mean? It's really good. I even got interviewed for the local newspaper, which was a nice little honour, to be honest. But I was sort of working as well at the same time.
In Italian?
Well, they translated it, so yeah, I'm gonna take the credit and say yes, because when I posted it was in Italian, but yeah, it was in Benglish, so it was like a combination of ciao and then grazie and then a few other like little bits in there, but
San
Pellegrino, yeah. But it looked great in Italian, after they translated it, so I will take the credit.
Any Molten Brown in the showers?
No Molten Brown, but I always stay in this Airbnb every year, and it's one of those Airbnbs where they just leave everything in. In fact, there was the stuff I'd leave there now, and it's still there the year after, genuinely. And it's like stepping back into another time zone. Like I don't think they've updated it, and this is part of the charm. It's why I like it since the 50s. Like it's pretty out there, some of the rooms, to be honest. So yeah, it's a little bit different, but no, it's just a great place. Like that part of the world, Morbegno, Northern Italy, and Valtellina region is amazing. Like amazing food, amazing people, and that is an amazing race. And the town buy into it big time. And I know that we've talked on the pod many times before about like, European races, like getting really stuck in this on TV. The crowds are like Tour de France. It's insane. So basically the relay is on the Sunday. So last Sunday just gone, which when this comes out will be almost a week and a half ago. The women set off first. So they have the relay in the morning. It's teams of two. They do a lap each of a 3 mile course, pretty much 2.5 3 mile course. Starts in the town of Morbegno, so you've got flat, and then you go into a climb, and it's on track and road, and then like soft ground. It's got everything. So like I think it's suited to the most complete kind of trail runner. And then you've got a really technical descent with the jump, and then you're back in through the town on like a very, very flat finish. So like this year, I'd gone with Kirsty, our friends, my teammates. We'd got teams entered. I think there were 17 teams from the UK this year entered. And I would go back 10 years ago, you're talking like 2 or 3 teams, maybe 4. So the popularity of this race has just gone through the roof in terms of UK teams over the last few years. But I'd taken 2 teams out. Well, I should say taken 2 teams out. I'd organised for 2 teams to be in from for sports shoes, basically. One of the teams was very convenient, mate. So I managed to be out there kind of work. I immediately regretted it as soon as I'd start doing some work, I'll be honest. Yeah. And I did as well. So we were tying it in with a bit of a photo shoot as well on various days. So we've got some content to kind of launch this new trail team for next year. But the idea being that it's a female trail team. We've got high quality athletes in there, and they're going to be kind of nurtured and mentored by the captain and leader of the team, who is Emily Collinge, who is one of the greatest like mountain runners I think has ever been produced by this country. And she's living in Italy, so she was actually running for Valtellina, the local team, with Lisa Sortini, who is like an really amazing Italian national runner, and she's in the team as well. So they were running for their club, but they are going to be on the sports use team. And then we had Amelie Lane and Madeleine Capella, so a UK athlete, a German athlete, and then next year we'll also have a French athlete and a Spanish athlete. So it's actually a multinational team, so it's a really cool idea. But they had an amazing race. They came 7th. This is Amelie's team, the young team, and Emily Collins was absolutely amazing on the last leg. She got handed the baton in like 4th place because Elisa had a good leg, but she came through and honestly, mate, she was unbelievable. So Valtellina won, and they're both going to be on our sports use team next year, which is incredible. And then the men's race is always in the afternoon. So this is teams of 3 people. The course is a bit longer, so you go a bit higher and do a little bit more. It's like 4 miles. Now,
why is it longer?
I don't know, mate. It's a little bit sexist still in Italy, I'll be honest. Like, there's probably different prize money as well, knowing the Italians.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, things are behind the times a little bit. It's only just started being a relay for women. It's quite a contentious thing, really, because there's absolutely no reason why the women can't do the same course as the men. Like, and I don't get it. And yeah, I think eventually it might move to that. But even the fact that it's just 2 women and not 3, although there are less entries, so I can kind of see that. I don't think that is necessarily the issue, but the women should be running the same course as the men. Yeah, I think so. So the men do a little bit longer. It's like 4 miles. So my fastest time was the first time I ever did it, going back to 2015. And I ran 30 minutes 21, and the record for the whole relay is for the leg, individual leg, is 28:21. And if you go under 30 minutes there, you're unbelievable. You're like an unreal runner. 30 minutes is incredible as well. And every year since I've been, I've got slower. So I did the year after 2016, I did a 31. 2017, I think I did a 31 or 32, and it just went down to the point where I was doing like 34s. And then I got it back up to a 33, then back to a 34, then a 33. Then last year, I think it was a 34 or 35. Mate, this year, I don't even want to tell you what I did. Shocker. I came in 36 this time, so I am just getting slower, fatter, and it's getting harder every single year. Yeah, happier. Yeah. I mean, I didn't hold back on the food and the drinking, but similarly to the fell relays, you've
not bad for no orienteer though.
It's not bad for an orienteer. I use that. Yeah, it was one of my excuses. Yeah, we don't have too much orienteering. Yeah, or not enough orienteering in the race now.
I know this route too well.
That's it, exactly. There's not enough challenge. There should be more checkpoints.
I'm bored.
But now I'm going to get another excuse in as well, Gary, because our house, just generally, we got struck down by a bit of an illness. So one of our runners' mouth.
Pull that one, mate. I've used that one.
Right, hang on. Let me just check my excuse checklist. Hang on. I've got another one.
GPT, come up with an excuse, please.
So I have got another one. This is true. I'm not just fucking making this up either. People will think I'm making this up. I'm not, honestly. But the week before, when we did the British Fell Relays, on the last descent, I've got this ongoing thing with my heels. Now, I've got a friend called Ben who's going to be listening to this, and he's going to be shaking his head because he said to me, I can go to a clinic that he works with and for in Skipton, and I can get these heels sorted out, or at least get someone to look at it. You know, the skin on your back of your heels. When I'm descending at pace in certain conditions, like Snowdon Mountain Race, for example, or when it's really hot and it's really steep and technical and you're going down at pace, the skin on the back of my heels sometimes like rips off. Yeah. And it just started to rip off at the British Relays on the last descent. So it's been really sore all last week. And then I knew it'd go at Trofeo Vanoni. I just didn't know when it'd go.
You put stuff on them?
I put some Vaseline on, but
I mean like nightly or anything like that.
No, I don't do anything. It's about as much as thought as I give it is that I know it's going to go at some point. It's like a bit like my diet. I just eat what I want, really. I don't really think about it.
Andy Berry had a similar thing, didn't he, when he did his
he did. So Andy's suffered. Yeah, in fact, Andy had the same thing. So like it's a common thing. And actually,
same shoes.
Yeah, maybe. No, better not say that. But actually, this weekend just gone, like a lot of people in the race had the same issue. I reckon probably about 5 of the Brits had the same issue. And it is when you're descending that, because it is very technical and very twisty and turny. And I mean, I knew it was going to happen because I'd already done the damage the week before. So a combination of that and just feeling like shit and being fat basically. And
no, it's not
canned up
trench foot, but even like a trench foot cream or something, maybe.
Yeah, something like that, maybe. Yeah, it's a bit. It is a real issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just knew that if I could get round in a respectable time, we had a chance to win. A bit like the British Fell Relays, like the vet category, because again, we were defending champions for the last 4 years. So this was number 5, and we managed to do it by a minute and a half. So we won the vet 40s, which I'm very pleased about. Yeah, we still won. Yeah, so even with my shit time, we still won. Yeah. The other lads did really well, to be fair. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I didn't have the best individual race, but we managed to do it. And then Kirsty's team also won. She was running with Lou Osborne, a good friend of hers. They won the Vet 50 women's team as well, the Masters B.
Kirsty raced.
Kirsty raced. Did really well.
She's been out with injury for a while, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's
last
back.
time I spoke to her, she was enjoying running again. So it's
yeah,
good to see.
So she's back to it now. She's back to it. And then in the individual, in the open race, obviously I said Valtellina won the women's, but Carnethe did the double, and they were the first team, with a very young team as well, I might add, first British team, British and or Irish team in the history of, the second British or Irish team in the history of the relays to win it overall. And I think the only other winners were 2005 Ian Holmes, who's got the descent record, Will Levitt, and Lloyd Taggart off the top of my head. So amazing achievement. So usually it's
that because
it's good.
Like Italian racing in the hills is seriously competitive. Isn't it?
That race is an international competition. So it might not be a world champs, and you might not get all the best people there, but you've got all the top Italian club teams pretty much. There was a few Italian stars missing, but there was a very good field. And then you've got some international teams like Germany brought a team this year. France are always strong and have won it loads of times. So it was highly competitive. But yeah, to see so many British teams out there and then for one of them to win it, I think was incredible, to be honest. So that kind of made the weekend, really. Yeah, amazing race, amazing part of the world, but definitely worth coming over, Gary, and checking it out, because the crowds are absolutely off the scale, like good, like everybody's in your face. And the thing about that is as well, everybody knows your name because they get given a printout of like all of the legs and all the people on the different legs and the teams. So you can just look at this, like it's almost like a if you go to the I don't know, entry, and you've got a list of the horses running, it's like that. So you're like running up a hill and you think, oh, these guys must know me because they're shouting my name, but they're just looking at basically the guide, which is pretty cool. And it gives it like a personal touch. But I think, the reason I'm talking about this relay so much is because
betting book out there.
Yeah, it'd be really good. You could like bet Ted, because Ted Mason does do a betting book. He'd have a field day out there. He'd actually have a really good run as well because he'd love the descent. But I think it just adds an extra element to it, and it just shows that like in Europe, particularly Italy is a good example, that it's such a serious sport and it's so highly regarded in terms of like how proud they are of it, that it's on the TV, it's in the newspapers. You see athletes, trail runners on billboards. The whole town buys into it. Everybody comes out to watch. If you're not racing or running, or you're not even part of a club, you're marshalling or you're cheering on, or you're working on the, setting up or taking down. And like they shut all the roads. It's like, it is unreal, and it's just an incredible experience. So yeah, it's been a busy couple of weeks, and I'm ready for a rest now.
Good.
You got anything coming up?
No, Quid Games. Yeah. So I've been trying to cycle more. Yeah, like when I came back to running after the Tour de Géants disaster and stuff, I could anything over like an hour, I could still feel that bit of an issue behind my knee. So it's not a big issue, but I thought I may as well just take some time to now that I haven't really got a race plan. I'll just properly get a bit stronger. What I realised, I had a phone call with Gilly, who's managed to nearly go a full podcast without getting a mention. So, but I was just and I was telling him, and because he's one of the lads that's been in the gym for years and then come to running. Whereas, like when I'd probably up to the age of 31, 32, I was going to the gym a lot because of work, because of PTing and the run coaching stuff. And then, although I've always been a proponent of it, I've just realised that I've drifted away from it so far that I can't say that I do any strength training.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can use all the excuses under the world, but I almost feel like, not a fraud, but like I say, strength training is important to a certain level, but then I'm not really doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because I had that period of time out of running with that long-term injury, I was like, well, now I've come back, forget I've been injured. If you just have 18 months, 2 years out of running,
yeah,
you're going to be weaker and you're going to be having problems coming back.
Yeah.
So I just think, so I've committed to going to the gym and riding my bike more, basically, which I've kept to, and I've been going for bike rides where I haven't got a bike computer anyway, but I was always using my watch, but I've just not even been putting the watch on.
Yeah.
Which it's been quite good, to be honest. I am going to now start again using the Garmin and stuff because, well, they give us one, didn't they? So better use it. But
by the way, the Garmin, I know that when we talked about it on the podcast in Chamonix, we'd literally just been given it, so we hadn't had a chance to use it. But I've been religiously using mine. And I tell you what, there's a feature.
Torch.
The torch is unreal. Like,
I went to a wedding the other week. I went to a wedding the other week on the Saturday night, and it was one of these in the middle of fucking nowhere. And even I had to leave the car in the middle of nowhere, and I was only driving. So when I went to get the car afterwards, the only thing that got me out of the shit was the watch.
Yeah, it's so good, isn't it?
But it's obviously useful for other stuff. I've also been using it for the golf. So
actually, the range of activities you can do on this watch is unreal, isn't it?
Which when I spoke to them before they talked about the watch, I said, it'd be good to, because some of my friends that play golf, they've got it on the app. So all my yardages and stuff are just up on the watch now. That's
amazing. I never thought about golf being a sport where you could use your watch.
Well, annoyingly, because Garmin took so long to bloody give us the watch, or give me the watch anyway. I'd already bought like a little rangefinder thing that goes on my golf bag, which, it's not a golfing podcast, and I'm shit at golf. So you literally put the bag down and it'll tell me the yardage to the hole.
Wow.
So as long as you know roughly how hard you can hit it with your golf club, you know which club to pick. Anyway, so I already had that on the bag, but this thing goes into a lot more depth, which I know we're on off subject, but having it on my watch is quite good fun. So now I'm developing my golf a bit along with the Garmin.
That's unbelievable.
I will get back to running at some point. But so good. What I was saying is, I'm committed to gym and cycling for a bit.
Yeah.
I also like, last year was the first time I did it. I did the Zwift racing through the winter.
Yeah.
So I'm in a Zwift team, and it's got the likes of Robbie Britton and stuff in it. So they're like decent. I'm not at that level of, I definitely wasn't last year because my leg was still coming back to strength.
Yeah.
So this year I'm actually training to do the Zwift League, which is on Tuesday nights mainly. It's good fun. I guess it's just something completely different. I'm a fish out of water, even on Zwift, which I don't know if you use Zwift much.
I have done in the past,
But even in the racing, you've got to think about the drafting, the teamwork. There's different, every week it might be a team time trial or a different course or whatever.
Yeah.
And they take it fucking seriously. So there's usually a team manager, so it'd be usually Robbie.
Yeah.
Because he'll be in he's been bumped up to what's called the A squad.
Yeah.
And I'm in the B squad. And it's literally like having like a team car. So he's in your ear giving you instructions like, Gary, fucking do one more turn, can you? Or something.
Wow. That's good. So you're like riding in a team, basically, essentially.
Yeah. So it is good fun. But you just have, I mean, you gotta be on it. Like,
mate of mine was doing it, I think last year, and got his FTP up to like 350 or something. I think that's pretty big considering I didn't get past about 200.
Yeah, I don't know. The problem I've got is I'm not the biggest person, so my watts aren't that high. But so like I don't get much rest. So these lads that are pushing big watts on the descents, I'm still having to push to keep up with them and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I quickly learn. If I take my eye off the ball, I get dropped quite easy. But you've got to learn the racing and everything.
Yeah.
that's my plan. I'm still running for fun, like I said to Rich, but Rich is actually, he's holding me a bit accountable by he's going to check in. Have you been to the gym, kind of thing?
Yeah, that's quite good. You need it, because I'll be honest, I'm trying to get to the gym more. I've not managed to do it yet. But I got back this week. I've been so knackered.
So getting to the gym more is actually getting to the gym at all.
Yeah. Actually, let me rephrase that. I am trying to get to the gym. I say a bit more. Like, I'm trying to get to the gym. So we're trying to make each other go, me and Kirsty, but honestly, she said to me the other night, like, right, we're going to go straight after, you get back from work, and I didn't manage it. I just came back, watched football. I think, to be honest, sometimes you've just got to listen to your body as well, haven't you? And
my sports shoes haven't got one in the office. They should set one up, really.
Could do one. Yeah, that'd be really good, to be fair. But I am going to, over winter, that is going to be the main motivation, 100%.
Because I can just feel... you know your own body, don't you? And I've been going for these runs, and because I had that top threat on the horizon, and Chamonix, really, I wanted to go for running out there. I was probably pushing the running a little bit too much and neglecting the other stuff. Whereas now, because I've got some time, like, I want to spend next year doing stuff that I want to do. So I'm just, now until Christmas, I'm just going to run with a dog, and not try and train as a runner, but I'm putting much more work into the bike and the gym, hopefully. Yeah. I'm not going crazy in the gym, don't get me wrong, because it's still, I've got to drive to Wrexham to go to the gym.
Is that your closest gym?
Yeah. You could. There's Rithin's a bit closer, but there's nothing really there. No. So but we're got a joint membership in Wrexham because it's a better gym, and there's a pool and a sauna and stuff. Yeah. And the kids can go in that one, so... Yeah,
happy days. Yeah. It ticks a few boxes then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
One of the things, Gary, I want to talk about, as well as, like, I know I've just talked about me and what I've done for the last...
You're the only one doing anything.
Hang on, me and Gilly did an ultra last weekend. We stayed up here.
That's true, yeah. You didn't run it, though, did you?
No. We were filming.
You filmed it, but but you got involved.
To be honest, it was a lovely route. Where I got up into the hills. It was really nice not being around here, because it was literally around Ben's house. Yeah. So it was nice to see some of the places that you talk about. I didn't have any myself, but the catering was Yorkshire puddings, which apparently went down very well.
Oh, yeah.
Ultra
Always,
Tour
mate.
Yorkshire Dales.
Yeah, no, it's a good event, is that one. And speaking of good events, there's been some immense performances recently in the world of ultra running. I'm going to start with the World 24-Hour Championship, because, I mean... I'm going to let you take it away in a sec, Gary, but there was a world record broken in that, I think, wasn't there?
Yeah. It was 24-hour running on the track, particularly, is obviously as niche as probably it gets, but it's also obviously pushing the boundaries, I think, of human limits. Well, it is, isn't it? In terms of distance and how far you can run within 24 hours, obviously. And the world records on the male side has been pushed along... mainly by Alexander Sorokin in recent times.
He is unbelievable, isn't he?
Which he's like, hopefully take this the right way, but he is like the Terminator of that running. He's found that niche, and to be fair to him, because I've followed that sport for a long time, first half of my running career, that's probably what I would have been better at. I had some half decent results and distances in that, but I just didn't enjoy it as much as what I do kind of now. So I've always kept an eye on it, and obviously my friendship group are heavily involved in it as well, team management and all that kind of stuff, and running it. So seeing the distance get pushed over 300 kilometers and stuff in a single day is insane. And even at the GB squad, like back in my day, like I there was a point where I thought I could, if I have a good day, I could qualify for this, but the standard now has been, the ceiling's been pushed, and that's good. And now the women have come along and then smashed the world record now. So it was obviously there was good results all through it, but the women took team gold out there.
Wow.
Which again, speaking briefly only in the groups that I'm in, like Robbie particularly, he was out there, and he's one that he said how much they pulled together and stuff. So
Robbie was on the team racing, wasn't he?
Robbie was on the team racing. I think he coaches everything. I think he picks a team. I think he...
So he's in straight away then. I'm only joking.
He's, again, if he's in the country for long enough, we might try and get him on to speak about that side of the sport, because there's no one better to speak about it. Him and probably Dan Lawson, but because Robbie's a part of part of the staff as well. Basically, it's he's devoted his running career mostly to 24-hour running.
But,
you'd probably say, and so and he's someone that I value his opinion of anyway. When it comes to running and all that kind of thing, so it's quite. I always like listening to his stories of the 24-hour.
And that, so the women got team gold, which was amazing, and it was headlined by Sarah Webster, who got the world record for 24 hours as well, didn't she? So not only did they do team gold, she now has the best time in the world, which
and
is
don't test me how far it was.
278.6 kilometres, which is 173 miles. Yeah. That is absolutely amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this year's World Championships were in Albi, France. And is it...
good memory, this, Ben.
It is a really good memory, isn't it? It's almost like I'm not even reading this off my phone. But she was...
I'm glad you're doing it, because I can't even translate the names of where you're trying to...
Did start panicking when you dropped it on me. I was thinking,
it's all right. I'm multitasking, guys. I've got this, don't you worry. I've got
one of the other world records ready for you.
Well, that's good. You can come in on that one in a minute, because this isn't part of my world really, but I think it's definitely worth us talking about, because I'm interested as well in learning more about it. Not that I'm going to do it. I'm just interested in learning more about it. But she broke that world record by like 8 kilometres.
I was going to say, I think it's about 8 kilometres.
That's a lot.
Well,
isn't it?
If you've got to think, you're running around a track. Some of them are running around a track for 400 metres. Some of them, they go in and out of a stage, and it might be 1,500 metres or something. I think that was this year, was that kind of set up.
So it's part track and then part on like a course, but it's a lapped course, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I might get pulled up on this. It's either just 400 metres around a track, like I've done races like Barcelona, for example, which is 24 hours around the track, and every 4 hours you'll change direction.
I mean, it sounds horrific, but go on.
And then usually at championships, I think Albi have that you do, like, it might be 1,500 metres or something.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, just let us know.
From the pictures I'd seen, and again, I might be wrong as well, but it wasn't just on a track. I don't think it was.
Usually they are, because of the amount of people and things like this in a world champs. And Albi's held it a couple of times, and there's always good results there. So that area of France and stuff, it's just good weather and things like this.
What I think's mad as well, Gary, right, is that I've never heard of Sarah Webster before, and I don't want to do her a disservice because she's obviously quality.
She's obviously,
This is such a niche part of the sport, isn't it?
Quick, brief conversation, wasn't it? And it was like, and again, this isn't doing Sarah an injustice. When I saw her name, I was like, I know that name. Yeah. So it wasn't like completely out of the blue, but it was only where do I know her from? Because it's only her. So usually in 24-hour racing, right, especially with a GB team, you'll know the names because they just pop up year after year. Because there's only
it's like a Robbie Britton, because Robbie's been doing it so long, and he's such a big part of the team, isn't he now? And he's been doing it so long. Like,
him,
credit
Dan
to him.
Lawson, and a few others and things like this. And the same with the women. And there's a friend of ours, like Sarah Cameron, she was an amazing 24-hour runner, and now she's in like the coaching team and things. So I know all these names, right? But yeah, when she popped up, I was like, I know that name, and then I realised it's the same lady she was an amazing 100k runner for GB as well. So again, don't test me on the times, but she's won multiple medals and championships at 100k first before now stepping up to 24 hours.
So she's got the pedigree.
I think I think that was only her second 24 hour. Again, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's only her second time at the 24 hour.
That is pretty incredible. I did read it, something like that, so let's just say that's true. Because I did read something very similar. Chris, are you going to mention the same race? Because if not, I know. It's all right. So the other, and you can chip in if it's something different, but the other big sort of headline that I wanted to talk about was last week, and I think we were all captivated by it, and it was the Backyard Ultra World Championship.
I thought you were going to say Camille Hone not turning up to 24 hour.
That's true, actually. Yeah, Camille, she's a card, isn't she? Yeah, she's always in the headlines. Oh, Camille, isn't she? But at this particular Backyard Ultra World Championships, is this a new thing, by the way? Backyard Ultra World Championships.
Not particularly new.
No.
So yeah, it's again, old Laz has come up with a race,
and this is Laz Lazarus, who was the Barker Marathon kind of founder and kind of, I suppose, frontman. Really, he's stepped back a bit.
Yeah,
from that,
So he's got so he's come up with Barkley. He's come up with this big backyard. Was the race? So it is essentially in his backyard on his land, and it's 4.1 mile loop. Yeah. And you've got
similar to like the 24-hour in a way, isn't it? Because you're just doing that
similar.
Same thing.
Yeah. So the difference being that you have to run that distance within an hour, and then you come back to the start line. So if you run 4 miles in 30 minutes, you've got 30 minutes rest, but you have to be on that start line on the hour, every hour, until there's one person standing.
Wow. I used to play a game like this at university called Centurion, and every minute you had to do a shot. And we did, you had to choose beer or whatever. And you think, shot every minute of beer, it's nothing, mate. It's not, it's well hard. Like 65 in, and you're like, this is horrendous.
Yeah, we used to
I did
a similar one that was
yeah.
like called the Grand National, and you had to do a certain amount of beers, and it's like, no, you can't.
And I don't think I could do that now.
Such a sheltered life.
Oh, Chris, yeah. Well, I'd say let's play it, but I'm past drinking 100 shots now in 100 minutes. But I mean, going back to, I don't know which is harder actually. No, I'm joking. Yeah. Backyard Ultra, but you know what I mean.
That's the concept. It's now turned into a franchise, for want of a better word, because what was happening is it's turning up. It was people were putting on their own versions, and then you can do official ones. It's basically like a UTMB setup, but Laz style. And so you can run like satellites of that event in the UK, in France, in all these different countries. And if you win your national one, you get invited to Big's Backyard, which is the world champs.
I saw one this summer in a tunnel.
I mean, there's lots of ones that have just
there's a
not
race
that
that's in the tunnel. I know which one you mean.
Yeah.
There is a race
kind of thing. It was like every hour you had to run.
Yeah, there is a race in this tunnel.
Yeah, so there's lots of people have obviously jumped on the concept and things.
Yeah.
But yeah, for this one you have to, and the interesting thing is, you can. So in terms of world records and how far people are pushing the limits, it's limited by the person who's finishing second, for want of a better word, because you can't run the lap. You can't keep going on your own.
Yeah.
So this is why this one.
See.
So if me and you are the last people
as soon
as you drop out,
as
long as I finish that lap, that's it, race over.
Right.
So that's why it's so. A world record means quite a lot, really, and it's why it usually it's guaranteed. There's a high chance of it happening at Big's Backyard, because in theory the best from all the other countries are coming. So you could be Sarah Perry and turn up at one in the UK and run half the distance and win. Yeah, I'm not saying that would happen.
No, I understand.
If you're not getting pushed, then
exactly.
The other I don't know, kind of unique part of this is Sarah's obviously got what would be known as the world record for the women.
Yeah, so that was in this Backyard Ultra
in this one.
championship.
Sarah, I might be wrong. I might need to do measure, but she had the record, the women's record in the UK. She won the UK version.
Correct.
She's gone to Big's Backyard, but there's no distinction between men and women in Big's race.
Right.
So so the winner is the winner. It's the last person standing. And it's quite interesting.
So within this, she's not won the whole competition, but she has in the process got the women's world record for Backyard Ultra, which is, Gary, 400 miles in 95 hours.
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you saw, I mean, most
impressive.
people that listening to this, they probably either heard of Sarah's achievement or watched it or got caught up in it. And it's been on BBC News and all sorts, hasn't it? Which is amazing. But what is interesting is obviously seeing, because you don't get a typical Lazarus race, you don't see much, do you? But you get to see her kind of finishing a lap after however many, like after 48 hours or something. It's just you do get involved in these things, going how far they're going to go and things like this.
Yeah.
And again, that's not my kind of setup, but at the top level, you can 100% appreciate the what's going on there, to be honest, because I've joked in the past of it's almost like who can just stay awake the longest. Because in certain of these events and certain levels, that's kind of it.
It is how you manage sleep deprivation, isn't it?
It must be. But then when you get to their level, you're obviously running a big distance in that time as well.
Yeah.
And if you're really going to drill down to it, if you look at like like a traditional, because there's even more of a niche. There's 6-day races, which is where like it's always 6-day world record is another massive target for those kind of runners. It's a bit far off from that yet, just because of the setup, but it's not far off what they're doing.
I mean, how amazing! Sorry, Ben. I've no idea who came second. But they did 396 miles, right?
Yeah, you'd be devastated, wouldn't you, to like not have the world record. But yeah, it's brutal. Yeah, but I didn't realise that Sarah had to finish when and essentially complete that lap, and that was it. I thought it was like say like the high jump
because there's no women's race.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So right. Sorry.
She didn't, but. Sorry. Whoever won what?
Yeah, sorry, right.
Does that make sense?
Got you. Yeah.
But she couldn't continue once the other person had dropped out. She couldn't just keep doing them on the hour till she'd had enough.
She could with the men,
Yeah. So she could, yeah.
I'm with you, sorry.
Yeah, so I misunderstood originally as well. I was thinking it wasn't like the high jump where, once you are the last person, I'll say standing, but you're jumping at you.
But it could have been potentially Sarah plus a guy.
Yes.
Going.
Yeah.
And then,
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's incredible. 400 miles in 95 hours is incredible. And I was just going to ask about like sleep, because it's not like you can run a few miles and then like have a couple of hours sleep. Like you might do in a spine race, for example, and then you can keep going. If she did fall asleep 2 hours, she's out, isn't she? Because she's got to get up and do it every hour. So she was like grabbing 5 to 10 minutes, I think, after every lap, just shutting her eyes. So like that in itself is a real skill, isn't it? And being able
when
to,
you take the sleep and stuff like this, and like, I mean, and you could look at it. I mean, I'm coming this from a point of view. I've never done that format. I might do one day just to explore it, maybe, but. I like my sleep too much these days, but like in a race like the Tour de Giants, for example, they're pushing boundaries and sleep deprivation because the winner's doing it in sub 80 hours and things like this. Well, a lot less than that now, but and it's how much can they push that sleep deprivation, and they can sleep when they want, but they're also trying not to sleep. Whereas in the backyard, for long periods, you're finishing with a lot of time on your hand. Well, I'd say a lot, but potentially you've got 10, 15, 20 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
So you could essentially start sleeping a lot earlier.
Yeah.
5 minutes here and there. So again, I will have to maybe get someone on that knows what they're talking about in terms of been there, done it. Because where do you plan your sleep, or do you just take what you can when you can? Don't know, because you've got to feed, you've got to do all this stuff. I think, unfortunately for me, it doesn't appeal to me, because until you get to the very crux of the competition, there's too much of just the boring part.
It's like the bleep test, isn't it? It's like those first 10 miles don't count. No.
It's just like the first day is a write-off. You just got to wait it out.
Yeah.
Whereas in the 24-hour stuff, you're always making progress. Every inch counts for every second that you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that was always a better concept for me. So to speak to someone who's really into that backyard stuff.
I mean, it's just an opinion on it really, but the gap between men and women in kind of ultra distance running, I think is shortening all the time, isn't it? You look at sort of like Courtney Dauwalter, who is, and Katie Scheider, who are like very close to kind of winning these big races outright. But do you think genetically, physiologically, that women are like better suited to these ultra distance competitions where you are kind of
it definitely evens out a lot more.
Yeah.
I still think, like, obviously, I think at the top level the gap is still there. I can't even remember the guy who won it in the end. I was sat engrossed in Sarah's performance.
Yeah, but, I think that's what it is. When you wrapped up in...
Harvey's won it before. He's seen as the go-to guy. But if you read into it, I think he finished the last lap in 40 minutes. So like...
It's pretty good, isn't it?
So he still had 20 minutes. He might have even been sub 40 minutes, but he still had 20 minutes in the bank. Jesus. So that could tell you he got stopped because everyone else dropped out. But
he could have carried on going, couldn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not like he got there and just finished. So he's obviously nailed that concept.
Yeah. This like term backyard ultra, I'm sure that started in like COVID, didn't it? Is that because there was no races on it? A bit like an FKT.
It's his backyard, Big's backyard ultra.
But backyard ultras, that's been around for a while.
It started to pop up a lot more then, I think, just because of the concept.
I know that this one is in his backyard, but that as a kind of a term, I think people during COVID were doing backyard ultras, weren't they?
They were popping up everywhere, to be honest.
It's just a new thing, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. Yeah. And he's got interesting races because he does a Transcon as well.
He's an interesting guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Whatever he sort of comes up with in terms of an idea is always going to be.
But what I will say is like running world and ultra world and stuff, there seems to be a story every week at the minute, which is quite exciting. It is. And all the way through from, I love listening to your stories and stuff about fell racing and all that, but also like outside of it, there's so much going on. There's a story every week. Yeah, you can't keep up.
Here's a nice little story for you. Your question just reminded me of a comment I responded to on YouTube the other day. This is a comment on an episode from a couple of weeks ago with Holly. Can't tell who's written it because they've got a funny username, but it says, great episode, obviously. I've driven a DNF van twice as a volunteer for UTS. 8 out of 10 passengers are men. Women just get on with it. No ego. Most blokes in my van think they had COVID in the run-up to the event. Gastro issues, heat stroke, or picked up a virus, not going to finish in a target time, so what's the point? Women are awesome at endurance sport and inspired my daughter.
Sounds like my list of excuses, actually.
I will back that in terms of women are awesome and stuff like that. You have got to caveat stories like that with, particularly.
But could they survive getting kicked in the nads with a football? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, could you? I don't think.
There we go. This one's gone viral now.
What I will say is, UTS might be. I mean, if you. Yeah, and I'm not saying that is wrong, but also participation rates in women is far lower as a percentage. So there's going to be a higher percentage of men in that van. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. True.
There's going to be a lot more men dropping out because there's a lot more men in the race. Yeah. So, but again, I don't want to get in trouble there. It's just an extra layer to think about.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice that people are putting that level of comments on some of our videos.
Definitely, really, and that is an interest. And I do like sort of agree with that.
What I do agree with is every person in that van will have a story of why they DNF'd. Yeah, and not that anyone cares. We've joked about that in the past anyway. But it's it's what is interesting. Man, woman, I don't care when you see someone pushing the level and a world record in a very niche sport I quite like. Yeah, you know, like a world record in the marathon. Couldn't care less these days.
Yeah. It's almost
rightly
like
or wrongly.
It's almost like every week that's dropping as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's like, alpha flies aren't going to make much of a difference to Sarah running that distance when it's so many other aspects of a race that are uncontrollable. So,
do you reckon she fueled on gels?
Don't know.
I've got a poles world record.
Go on.
Can't believe you haven't brought this one up.
Remi, we're going to come on to it, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
World record?
I sent the video, guys.
It's okay. It was my next thing I was going to move on to. So you can't finish without talking about the vertical record, the VK in Fuli in Switzerland, and the man to do it. I mean, Remi Bonnet is to watch him. He's one of the most beautiful runners uphill that I've ever seen in my life. Like just his style and his technique and the way he moves.
Those poles were like,
he just glides. Yeah. He is beautiful to watch.
He gets fucking taller every time I watch a video of him. You don't think he's getting taller?
Maybe actually. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really noticed.
I think it's camera angles these days because they're so close to people. But
I think we knew that something special was going to happen because the week before he'd gone up in basically a training run and broken it. Or had been close. Sorry, it had been close. Should I say?
I got confused because he's used that image before, hasn't he?
Yes.
On a training run and stuff, and I've seen it before, and then it's like, and then when I saw he'd broken it, I was like, hang on a minute, what's gone on? But because it was so close together, like you say.
Yeah. And the thing with that particular VK as well, it's stepped as well. So like when you look at him on the route as well, it's perfectly suited to poles. So you wouldn't always use poles in a VK because it might not be suited to the nature of that VK course. But this particular one is like, it's almost like marathons where you've got faster courses than others. This is set up to be one of the fastest in the world. But let's make no mistake. I mean, that time, what is it? 27?
27:29.
Wow. I mean, Jesus Christ, that's ridiculous, isn't it? So that that is, for anybody who's not familiar with VKs, that is 1,000 meters of ascent, pure ascent in, I don't know if you've got the exact distance on there, Chris, but it's usually around 5 kilometers, 5 to 7 kilometers, I think to qualify.
Yeah.
I thought this one was about 2.5.
It's a lot steeper. So
if you've not seen it, you've got to watch it.
But that's why it's one of the fastest, because the distance itself isn't that long. It's within, because it's got to be within a range of tolerance. But you've obviously got the same amount of climb. It has to be 1,000 meters of vert, but it's just set up for A, using poles, and B, I'm not saying it's easy because it's absolutely not. It's nails. But yeah, with the steps. So I mean, unbelievable. Yeah, what a performance. What a performance.
There won't be now many courses that you could probably break that record on, is there?
No. I mean, he's pushed that. I mean, I think it could go. I mean, he might break it again. He's probably going to now push the boundaries of the sport on that particular discipline within sort of mountain and trail running to another level, because he's just that good, and his VO2 max must be off the scale. Yeah.
I've never been a race director. Has never appealed to me at all apart from putting on a VK somewhere. I think that would be good crack more than anything, because you're not there all day and all that kind of thing.
Well, we said that it would be good for media as well.
Yeah. Party atmosphere. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did talk about it, didn't we?
I'd say I love VKs. I hate VKs when I'm doing them, but I actually love them. You know, when afterwards you think I'll do
I'm not interested in these days. I'd do a reverse VK.
Yeah, that's true. I would like to do an up and down, actually. That'd be perfect on that course.
Not even the up, just do the down.
But I really like them.
Up and race down.
I'm not a climber, but I like the fact that it's just continuous up. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not really, that's not my strength at all, but I do like the length and time of the races. It's an intense effort, but it's done like fairly quickly. You know, they are amazing races. The final thing, Gary, it's not particularly a race that we need to kind of cover, or an effort, or a performance that we need to talk about. But have you seen in the news about Strava and Garmin and the fallout? I mean, talk about the big heavyweights.
Yeah.
So that's a big fallout, that, isn't it? Yeah.
More like handbags, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a bit like Donald Trump and Musk falling out, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't know if you know much about it. I did read a little bit about it.
Only briefly, I quickly realised, well, that's not going to go anywhere. And then it's like the amount of people, the times that people have tried to. I watched that DC Rainmaker thing just as a catch up to it, and when he said something like, Garmin have never lost a lawsuit or something.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw that.
Yeah.
And what was quite interesting is because what Strava are basically saying is that they own the patent for heat maps, but also Strava segments. But actually, when you look at the data, and I think particularly I think it was the heat maps, Garmin actually brought it out first.
Brought it out first, but they just got in there first with the trademark or copy or whatever, trademarking. That's what it boiled down to, isn't it? And it's one of those things. It's almost like, I mean, yeah. What happened? I mean, if they also, who fucking uses Garmin segments?
Exactly. Well, this is the thing, isn't it? And this is, I think, what Garmin.
It's like me saying to you, like, stop wearing Man United kits.
Yeah, it's not.
It just
not a threat, is it? Yeah. By the way, what do you think to this little retro number? I'll put it on for you, Gary. Anybody watching the podcast, or sorry, anybody listening to the podcast and not watching?
Nice. How far back are we going?
Beautiful little Leeds United number on it. It's retro. Early 2000s, mate. When we got to the semis of the Champions League, that was a team and that was a kit. This is probably my favourite ever Leeds kit. And the Thistle Hotels 96-97 kit. But yeah, beautiful kit. Just thought I'd roll back the years with this one. I've been waiting for you to comment, actually. Yeah.
No, I do like it. Yeah, that's back when Leeds were
when we're a good team. Yeah.
Good, and plenty of controversy with them and stuff as well. It's good watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Just thought I'd roll that retro number out for you, mate. I've got a few upstairs.
What about the season? Happy?
So far, yeah, it's not been a bad start. You must be happy as well. Yeah. Amarin's just seemed to turn it around for Man U now, winning a few games.
Not only in Man United 100% back, like Liverpool are fucking 100% down.
There's going to be people threatening to cut the hair if Liverpool win, what is it, a game? Now? Because there's that guy, isn't there, the Man U fan.
Like that guy who's waiting 5 games. I'd have to win 5 games in a row for him to get a haircut. he looks insane, doesn't he?
Yeah, his hair's massive. He's got so many
Who'd
followers on
have thought
Instagram.
he'd have been better off going, I'm not going to cut my hair until Liverpool lose 5 in a row.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Actually, I bet the odds were probably greater. That. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah. I mean, Christ. I mean, I don't want to get into football too much, mate. My life's getting consumed
Nice to
by
be
it.
at the end of a podcast for once, isn't it?
Yeah, we've like done this in no particular order. It's almost like we've not planned this episode of the podcast and we've just gone at it.
Who'd have thought?
I've got, like, I'm obviously, we've said I'm a Man United fan, but my daughter's now, like, she supports United because I do, but she supports the women. Yeah, which is quite nice. So she'll follow the women more than the men. Whereas my lad Wilder, he loves football now, which I didn't think he would do, but he's playing football and he's a Bayern Munich fan.
Is that the Harry Kane connection?
He looks like fucking Hitler Youth as well, doesn't he? He's like quite blonde. It's like, I'm slightly worried about him. It's because he plays FIFA.
Yes, yeah.
And he fell into, Winter always picks someone with 5 Real Madrid. So he's trying to pick someone whose matches, and it's always Bayern Munich is the easiest one because of alphabetical. So he's been watching Bundesliga on Channel 4. 7 years old.
Wow. Level of detail.
Anyway, but he's Man United and Bayern Munich. She supports Stoke, women as well, because two of her coaches that she has coaching with play for Stoke, so we have to watch that. And there's obviously Wrexham that the kids want to go and watch.
Yeah.
So it's like we're quickly catching up to Chris's team as a family. I now know how Chris feels trying to support 10 teams. But they're all on the up apart from Wrexham at the minute. But
yeah, this time, mate, it's hard to jump up 2 leagues, isn't it? And keep it going.
It's good fun. I quite like watching Wrexham. Yeah, my friends that are Wrexham fans are going to hate me, but I'm quite enjoying the struggle, for want of a better word, because they're playing tonight. They'll religiously watch it at home, so it's quite good for them to go through some periods of not winning 2-0, 3-0, 2-1. Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, I think we'll call it a do there. It's been a good catch up. Nice to chat about recent topics in running and what we've been up to as well. So without further ado, we'll see you next Tuesday.